especially if it's a sell. If it's a sell, I would be more apt to take it at 41.83. If it's a buy, I may wait for exhaustion in between 41.83 and 41.99. So we did get a buy signal here. Market is moving up. 41.83 we've just seen. Did anyone get in on the 41.83? I was talking, unfortunately, but 41.83 you can see was struck. It's a pretty strong buy. So we've got all three rows came out 0.3 in deviation, but nevertheless we do have a lot of pressure overall going short. So that 41.83 level you can see definitely provided some initial resistance. We'll give the market a few seconds here, see if it's going to make another push up. You can see where it found its resistance here. This was support, and then it found resistance. Again, if you entered at 41.81, that's fine. As I said, on a buy, I would probably look at the higher number. On a sell, if it spiked up to 41.81, that would have been more acceptable. But nevertheless, if you'd like to enter here, you can. I'm going to hold off just because it is a buy signal, and I'll look for a couple of levels here to watch. We're going to have an area here, which you can see we're just testing now. Then the 41.99. Some pretty good volume here, actually. So 42.30. Right now, I'm just kind of watching price action, seeing how it's going to react to the different levels. I think I'm going to take a small position here. And again, that was a small position that I took. Remember, I'm in this overall longer term, so I don't mind taking some smaller positions along the way. Yeah, this 42.30 level looks pretty good here, too. This 42.20 to 30 level, another good place to take a short if you're looking to build into a short position. And I'm going to go ahead and take a short here. So I've taken a short here, then another one here. So that brings my average up a little higher is what that does. Again, keep in mind, the positions I'm taking are very small positions. I'm not over-leveraging myself here. So if you're following along, you should be net positive already on this trade. In fact, depending on where you got in, a lot of you probably got in after I did on the first entry, which means you got a better entry on your first entry. Looks like my first entry just got taken out by the managed take profit. Oh well, if it pushes up there again, I'm going to re-enter. So everyone should be showing really good profit on their second entry. My open was 42.20, it looks like, and the market's currently trading at 42.03, so about 15 or 16 pips. If you want to close down with a net gain overall, you can. You'd basically be walking away with a net 20 pips on this. If you'd like to hold out some more, that's okay as well. I'm probably going to hold out here. I found out what happened. I have multiple stations running, and one of the other stations had the managed take profit on it, and that's what kicked me out just now. I just turned it off so it wouldn't happen again now. So I ended up taking them easily. $400 on this other position. Still holding the initial position. I'm going to take a look at the 1 minute chart here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's about where this entry is here. You see that 23 level, how well it worked though. That's why, going into these, it's good to have a plan. Hopefully those of you that did enter here re-entered over here. If not, again, I think we're going to have a chance here. We just have to give it some time. Someone's asking if I see the pair continuing to the top side. Well, I think that if it can break this 20-30 level, then we'll probably retest this trend line. That's my thought on this particular pair. As long as it stays below that 30 level, I think we'll probably, we'll see it reverse and fall back down. But I do think it definitely has the potential to test that 30 level, which we haven't seen just yet, that 42.30 level, which is essentially right here. Keep in mind, if it does push, the spike is probably going to hit the 40 area if it does push up there. So just be aware of that. Ideally, this is the way I would typically trade this. Unfortunately, the managed take profit closed the other trade out, but just so everyone knows, in the future, let's say the spike comes up and we enter at the 4,200 level, which is where my first entry was. And then I enter again up at 42.20, and it pulls back down. If I can clear my 4,200 level at break even, I'll do that and just hold the 42.20 level. That way I've reduced my risk, and essentially I've locked in that profit. And, I'm not sitting, currently I'm sitting here at the 4,200 level. But I see that a lot of you guys are in higher, anywhere from 42, 15 up to 42.20, kind of like I was with my second entry. Much better positioning, obviously. The day was definitely a shock, I think. We were pretty good numbers overall. I think the main reason, and this had crossed my mind, that we're seeing, or that we saw a good reaction from the numbers is that we are at the lows. Um, not all-time lows or anything, but obviously we're at some obvious support. If you go to an hour chart, you can see it. We're at pretty obvious support here. So one of the reasons why we got a pretty good rally.